So today is Krishna Janmashtami. I hope I pronounced that right. But yeah, it's the celebration of Krishna's birthday. And I'm so excited. It's such a meaningful day for me for so many ways. And yeah, one of them is that it's been 2 years since on Krishna Janmashtami. I was living in India during COVID times, and I was just, yeah, this feeling of divine music was coming up in me, and I wanted to find people to connect with. I found a few people to connect with, and then they left, and I was just by myself, and I was waiting, and I was sad about it. And then on Krishna Janmashtami 2 years ago, I just got this message from Krishna. It said, "F it, just do it yourself. Just make the freaking music." And so I said, "Okay, Krishna." And so I had some recording equipment. I went in my room and I started playing around with my computer. And before I knew it, I was making beautiful, beautiful music, and I didn't need anybody else. I was just layering the music. I was singing with myself. I made it a meditation, and it was just so beautiful. And it reminds me, I want to start doing that again. I haven't done that in a while, but it was the start of my sacred music journey. And now it's 2 years later. I would never have guessed that I'd be in Bali and music would be my full-time, music and meditation and healing work would be my full-time way that I'm living life. And so yeah, Krishna Janmashtami and Krishna has been in my mind a bit recently. A student asked me a couple weeks ago for a new Kirtan, and I gave him this one that I wrote for Krishna. And yeah, because I realized I didn't have such a strong connection with Krishna. I didn't really feel it so deeply. I didn't, yeah, and I started meditating. What is the essence of Krishna? What do I really feel that Krishna represents? And then I realized, it's a lot of these songs I'm singing to Krishna, they don't give that essence to me. So I said, I'm going to write one. And so I did. I just used the names of Krishna, and I wanted to write a song that felt just so blissful, so joyful, so sweet, and so just lively, and the joy of life, basically, the joy of life. So I wrote that one, and it's been in my mind. I've been trying. Technology has failed me. I've made like 4 videos already of like 15 plus minutes, and every time there's something wrong. So I'm hoping that I get the grace of Krishna today. And yeah, also, and the topic I want to talk about in terms of Kirtan is this topic of bliss and meditation in in Kirtan, how to create it. And that also ties in with Krishna, because I just sent a message to a friend recently who wrote a really beautiful song called The Bliss of Krishna. And I was just reminded of her recently and sent her a message. And so this bliss and meditation, which Krishna embodies, we can create it in Kirtan. And the way that it's done, in my opinion, one of the most powerful ways and practical ways that it's done is through the tempo, through the timing and the tempo of the music. So when you're singing and leading Kirtan, in your mind, hopefully at some point, because I don't know how the process worked for me. I just have been listening to music a long time and have an analytical, mathematical mind. I think I just always knew that there's behind the music, there's a tempo that's always going. And this is what creates the flow of energy. So for me, I've found that you have to be very precise. The tempo should be steady. I'm not thinking about it, I'm just feeling it. This is a steady tempo, and it should be like this for any. And what happens is, as continues to be steady, both the person singing it and the people listening, the musicians, they will calibrate to it. And eventually their minds will start to relax, and they'll just feel the flow of the music. And they'll be able to feel more, they'll be able to be more expressive and in this flow. And this is where you get more, this is where the mind starts letting go. This is where the emotions start to process. this is where you can really this is where you can really start to feel the energy of the kirtan when you have this steady. And then when you go a little bit faster, so this is a little bit faster, and then the container becomes a little more energetic. And because it's still steady, the minds and the container gets a chance to calibrate to it. And if the tempo isn't steady, or if you're not able to really sink into it for a long time and get it into your body, then it doesn't lead to that bliss. It doesn't lead to a meditative state. I've been to a lot of kirtans where they're just like zoom, and they go up faster, 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 but they don't give it time to sink in. They don't really give it time to become meditative and integrated. And so it leads to like very high energy, and it's not a meditative state to me. It's not an open state. It's just a very high energy and excitement. And for me, in my kirtans, I really desire to cultivate that deep meditation, that deep devotion. And to do that, you need space. I was talking about, space last night. What is space? Space is, I don't know, it's just this feeling where you feel like you have the ability to look within, to explore, to feel. And if things are changing, if things are too exciting, then you don't have that ability to introvert, which is, that's spiritual practice, is the inner world. So for me, if I'm making it a spiritual practice, I want to be connecting to my inner world, and I want to support other people connecting to their inner world. So so the tempo is very important. So you should always be keeping the steady tempo. And for me, when I go to a faster tempo, it's all about the feeling. I do it at the tempo I feel. Sometimes I even go too much. I overdo it, and then I have to pull back a little bit because I want it to be in the body. I don't want it to shoot up straight to the mind. I want it to be in the body. I want it to be through the body, and I want it to be steady over some time, so that everybody can calibrate, everybody can harmonize. If it takes some time for people to get on the same page together, and that unity, that connection with all of the people singing is so important. Um, so, yeah, in terms of the bliss, in terms of the meditation, that's how it's created, by creating a very stable feeling container where you feel like there might be a lot happening, but it's not chaotic. It's really soft. There's a softness to it. Even when it's fast, there's a softness to it because everybody's connected, everybody's harmonizing with the energy, and we're not just going faster and faster, and we're taking time to let the tempo integrate and settle in before we go to the next one, generally. Of course, there's so many exceptions, but this is kind of the basics. And so I think that's about all I want to say about it for the moment. And so, yeah, to Krishna, like I was saying before, Krishna, sweetness, he always had a smile on his face, even through many difficult circumstances. His friends got banished to the forest, the Pandavas. He was, he had to leave all the gopis, and the gopis were all miserable. And also, he had to face the war, the Mahabharata war, and see all the deaths, and even the deaths of his own family in that war. But because he was a divine avatar, he knew that the divine is just always at work, and karmas are playing out, and there's no sense in getting upset about it. By just staying to the divine, connecting to the divine, being with the divine, remembering that we are the divine at all times, then we can be less reactive to the circumstances of life, have more inner strength, trust in ourselves more, and just be able to surrender and let go to the situations that are inevitable in life. We can't control life. We can't, life doesn't go the way that we plan, and there's so many different people, so many different situations, and they're all just happening. We have no control over them. And the more we just accept, Amma says, don't mistake an elephant for a frog, and don't mistake a frog for an elephant. So if we see things as they are, if we just accept that, a frog is never going to be an elephant, and if we just accept that, then we don't get upset. But if we're like, the frog should be an elephant, it should hop, and it should be swimming in the water and on land, and go under, it should be amphibious, and all these things, it should croak. We can't expect an elephant to do that, and if we expect that, then we're going to be disappointed. So yeah, Krishna always knew that, and it's something just today made me feel like, I'm getting a little bit better at navigating these situations of life. I went out to the rice fields with all my things, my tea, my harmonium, my backpack with my equipment to make this video, and I sat there, and then I heard the, you can probably hear it in the background now, I heard the weed whacker that's often not there, and I was like, maybe it'll go away, maybe it'll go away. It wasn't going away, it was just continuous. I said, okay, maybe I won't make the video today, I'll just sit here and I'll drink tea. Then I'm like, why can't I just go back home and do it? I was so fixed originally on going to the fields, then I'm like, no, I'm in the fields, but I can also go home. I have to go home anyway. So I went home, and my mind wasn't agitated. I didn't feel, oh, I came all this way and then I had to go. I felt like, oh, I just took a walk, and I was here for a minute, and it was nice. And even though I had to take all my stuff out and put it all back, it was interesting. I wasn't attached to being there like I might have been before. So yeah, this playfulness, this realization that life is a lila, this is, Krishna, and on this Krishna Janmashtami, I really want to cultivate that, really cultivate that joy, that love, that playfulness, that not letting, not needing, things are going to happen, and of course we're human, we're going to have emotions, we're going to have challenges, but not allowing those to, letting those move through, letting, not needing to hold on to them for a second more than we need to, just appreciating the game of life, the lila of life. And I hope that in this kirtan that I'm about to sing for you, you'll be able to see, in terms of the timing of it, the steadiness of the tempo, how this bliss, how this joy can be cultivated, and in through the tempo of the kirtan. And this is the one I wrote, Govinda Krishna Murali. And you can see the words below in the description if you want to sing along. It's it's a bit of a tongue twister at times, but I hope you enjoy. Govinda Krishna Murali, Gopala, Govinda Krishna Murali. 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 Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Vasudeva, devaki, nandana, Gokula, bala, Murali, manohara, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Vasudeva, devaki, nandana, Gokula, bala, Murali, manohara, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Govinda Krishna Murali, Gopala, Govinda Krishna Murali. 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 Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Vasudeva, devaki, nandana, Gokula, bala, Murali, manohara, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Vasudeva, devaki, nandana, Gokula, bala, Murali, manohara, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Govinda Krishna Murali, Gopala, Govinda Krishna Murali. 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 Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Vasudeva, devaki, nandana, Gokula, bala, Murali, manohara, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Gopala Krishna, Radha Krishna, Vasudeva, devaki, nandana, Gokula, bala, Murali, manohara, Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. Govinda Krishna Murali. Gopala Govinda Krishna Murali. 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 Gopala Govinda Krishna Murali. Gopala Govinda Krishna Murali. Gopala Govinda Krishna Murali. Wishing you are all blessed by the divine, are all blessed by that by that divine Krishna, to allow life to be a lila, to see the joy, to see the beauty, even when our circumstances may not be ideal, to always have a smile in the corner of our mouths, and to remember the beauty of life, the beauty of the divine, the beauty of music, and the beauty of life. So thank you so much for being with me, and I look forward to being with you more, both on the internet and hopefully also in person.